Welcome to Confidence Becomes You podcast with me, your host, Cleopatra. This is a place where you are going to learn how to become an expression of your most confident self from the inside out and learn how to take up space, be seen, and make your mark with confidence wherever you want to be. Because when you do, confidence is going to look so good on you. So, if this feels like the right and aligned place for you to be in, then make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Hey, my girls, my girls, my girls. This is the very first episode of Confidence Becomes You podcast, formerly known as Becoming Confident Podcast. I am just so thrilled, so happy, so excited to be back. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy for you to be here. My name is Cleopatra. I am a confidence and a visibility coach. If you are not, welcome back. I know I haven't released new content in a few months, but I've been working, trust me, to create some really valuable content for you girls, and I hope you love it. You also may be wondering about the name change and why, but I just feel like it was a very intuitive move for me. I knew that when I came back to release new episodes, I wanted to make a change. I started with Becoming Confident. It was amazing. However, I just feel like Confidence Becomes You is more fitting to where the direction of my podcast and my brand is going. And I wanted to represent that, not just becoming, but also owning the fact that you are her now. It's already within you. And when you continue to embody and become a higher expression of her more and more and more, is going to look so good on you. And so I'm just so excited for you not to just see the growth and confidence from your view, but also for others to see you show up with confidence and take up space. So let's get into today's episode. Are you girls in a position right now where you feel so worried about your future? Things aren't looking all that bright. The vision that you have for yourself seems a bit impossible sometimes, right? It just seems like it's so far away. It seems that it's so hard to attain, and it really makes you question your future. Like, would I ever have this future life that I desire so much? Like, when is it going to happen for me? And let me just tell you, I've been there. I've been there so many times. And as all humans, right, it's so easy to backslide into worry when things aren't necessarily happening. However, in this episode, I want to share with you, as the confident queens that you are becoming, how to become and stay confident in your future. Because even though uncertainty isn't necessarily the funnest place to be, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty that you are able to comfortably deal with. And I know this is a challenging pill to swallow, but girls, it is so true. It's very, very true. And so I just want to share with you the top tips that I believe is going to help you stay and become confident in your future. So, top tip number 1, in all things, get clarity. And this is one of my top tips in becoming confident in almost everything in your life, especially confidence in your future. And the reason why is this: when you have clarity of who it is that you desire to be in your future, what kind of future you desire to have, the things that you want to do, the things you need to do, you will be able, with clarity, to make more conscious, intentional decisions and be able to take specific actions that leads you towards your future and closer to that future self and the dream life that you're trying to have. This is like for anything, as simple as if you have clarity in the type of event that you are planning on going on, right? You are going to know how to prepare when you have clarity. You're going to know what kind of outfit that you should wear. You're going to know how early you need to leave to get there on time, how much money you need to set aside for the event. So when you are on your way there to that specific event that you've been preparing for, you are going to show up more confidently and be more confident in how things are going to play out for you. Imagine if you didn't have that type of clarity and the type of event you were going to. You wouldn't feel so confident because you wouldn't know what to expect. You wouldn't know what actions to prepare for. You wouldn't know, should you dress up or should you dress casually? You'll just be hoping for the best. And let me just stress this. Confident women, we don't just hope for the best. We prepare in advance so that we can feel confident and then trust that what you prepared for will work out. Clarity is such a strong foundation in you having confidence about your future. God says in all things get understanding, because if you don't have understanding, if you don't have clarity, you will live in a state of confusion. And confusion, it sucks. It leads to easy access for the devil to get in your head and distract you with worry. Confusion leads to lack of progress, no direct aim, making the wrong decisions constantly, making you just miss your mark in life, making you show up smaller, less than who you can truly be, and falling short of what you're really meant to do because of the lack of clarity. Whenever I'm confused, whenever I lack clarity, my confidence in making moves weaken. It's almost impossible to move with expectation, aka confidence, on what you want now and in your future when you don't have clarity. Your confidence is going to be a representation of an expected state of mind. It doesn't always matter how you're going to get there, how you're going to get to your desired life. It's more so knowing that you are going to get there. That expectation, because of how clear you are on it, how it falls into place when you have clarity. You will have awareness of the how as you learn to gain more clarity. So what you're going to do is gain clarity about your future, what that looks like, what you desire for it to look like, and then ask yourself, what moves do I need to make for me to get closer to that? And then get clarity of the person that you need to actually embody so that you can become her sooner than later. So again, in all things, get clarity, and this will absolutely help you build and stay confident about your future. You got to know where you're going, girls. So we're about to get into top tip number 2. So top tip number 2 is seriously lose your attachment to the time frame. Seriously, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. This is such an important tip that I want you all to fully internalize as you are creating your desired future. And the reason why is because being attached to a time frame will absolutely deplete you of your confidence. Girl, it will suck it dry. Trust me on this. It will deplete you of your ability to enjoy life in the present, and it will actually enhance your anxiety. So many of us, including myself, we want things now. We have no patience. And when things like the vision that you have for your life isn't happening in the time frame that you wanted to or expected to, it can easily put you in a state of worry, doubt, frustration, and it will not allow you to rest easy and knowing that in due time you will have what you desire to have, that in due time you will have what you've been working so hard to have. It will not allow you to rest easy in your confidence in yourself and your confidence in the beautiful vision that God has sent to you. I want you all to know that if you've seen it, then it's yours. And it may not be in a time you thought it would be, but it is yours. This was such a hard lesson for me to learn last year. So recent. This is why I get to talk on this. So recent. Normally, when we receive this great vision for our lives, we go into overdrive, trying to make it happen immediately. And I had to learn the hard way that it is not always on my time. It is my responsibility to do the work. We don't procrastinate now on what we want. However, it is on God to when he feels like it is time for you to receive. You have to do the work, and then it's up to him to give you what you want when it's time for you to receive it. And so the thing is, we can't receive anxiously, right? When we're anxious because of that time frame, we can't receive. We can't receive when we're frustrated. We can't receive when we're hopeless. You may receive something, but it's not going to be the something that you want, and it may leave you feeling a lot more worse. My girls, trust that you will receive and know that all is well. Like I said before, every good vision that you receive for your life is a vision from God, and he doesn't lie. Trust that everything that is happening in between where you are right now and where you want to be is the experiences that you need to experience so that you can become the person that can handle that good vision when it comes into fruition. Do not fall apart during this season. It is so hard. I know. Do not fall apart. Do not lose faith. Do not deplete your confidence. Purposely lose your attachment to the time and just trust. And most of all, enjoy your life in between time. Just tell yourself, I lose my attachment to the time. I can't control the time, but I can control what I do in the time that I have. I'm not going to hustle. I'm just going to trust that it's going to come when it comes. That's it. It's going to come when it comes. All right. And so that is my top 2 tips for right there. Trust me, lose attachment to the time and get clarity. Top tip number 3 is you taking control of your focus. Your focus. Wherever your attention goes, your heart flows. We are emotional beings, meaning wherever your focus, your attention, it will absolutely affect your emotions and your ability to think confidently about your future. These type of things are just distractions. It is nearly impossible for you to stay confident about your future if you are constantly distracted from becoming a better version of yourself and building your great future. We, as confident queens, you gotta learn how to conquer distractions. Distractions is anything and everything that takes your attention away from the life that you intend to have. It is nearly impossible to stay confident about your future if you're constantly distracted from becoming a better version of yourself and from building a great future. Increase your focus. Focus on things that's going to take you to the next level. Conquer distractions such as watching what other people are doing with their lives and how much farther they are than you. This doesn't inspire you. You may be a little inspired, but it's so easy to go from inspiration to comparing, and you begin losing hope. You begin believing that they are better than you and that you lack this special uniqueness or skill set or beauty or just quality or value, right? That you lack the worth as someone else. You begin to question who you are. So focus your attention on what you are desiring to have. Focus on the outcome that you want to have. And also, don't focus on past results. Living in the past is pulling you away from creating this amazing future. I know that it's tough. The past is going to remind us over and over and over again all of the mistakes that we've had. But you are either letting your future dictate your past, or you are letting your past dictate your future. So don't allow what went wrong yesterday, 30 minutes ago, to disrupt your flow. It doesn't guarantee that what happened yesterday is going to happen tomorrow unless you allow it to. Every rejection that happened today is not guaranteed to happen tomorrow. If you had a failed business last year, that doesn't mean that this one won't succeed, unless you allow it to, unless you allow your past to determine your future. For example, I remember years ago, I was looking for jobs and I got 2 interviews for the same company, but it was at different locations. The first one, I did so bad. I did horrible. I knew within that interview, I didn't get it. They didn't have to call me. They didn't have to email me to say, no, we decided not to go with you. I just knew it. And after leaving, I was so disappointed in myself. I was so down. I was just so over it. I was tired of getting rejected over and over and over again. And so the crazy thing is that maybe like 2 hours later, I was actually going to have the second interview at the different location. And I told myself, you know what? I'm not even going to do this. Like, why waste my time? And so I was just so down. But something happened between me leaving that interview and going to the second one. I was just like, you know what? That does not have to dictate what's going to happen in the second interview. I told myself, you know what? Maybe they're going to ask me the same questions. It's the same company. Maybe they're going to ask me the same questions. So let me just focus on preparing those questions that they asked me and preparing for better answers. And so I did that. You know, I walked into that second interview. I was so scared, but I walked into that room with confidence because this was a brand new opportunity. It was a brand new opportunity. 3 hours ago, I knew I didn't get that job. But if I would allow that result to stop me from showing up to the second one, I wouldn't have got the job in the first place. And I did get the job at the second interview, at the second location, because I decided to focus my attention on the outcome that I wanted. Just to give you guys one more example, if I stayed focused on not the so good results with my content creation, right? I've had some hit posts, I had some not so good hit posts, I had some good episodes, I had some not so good episodes. If I would have allowed every content that flopped to stop me from continuously posting, I would have missed out on opportunities that I ended up attracting by me constantly showing up and just expecting new results. I attracted speaking opportunities. I attracted opportunities to work with brands that I wanted to work with easier. When you release yourself from the past, trust me, a world of opportunities open up for you. The only time you should be looking back in your life is to remind yourself of how far you've came. If you continuously think that you are not going to have this great future because of past experiences, chances are you're not. If you want to stay confident in your future, focus your attention, conquer the distractions that pull you away from creating the future that you want, and just focus on the future, not the past. Top tip number 4, develop an I'm free, honey mindset. In my daily confidence affirmation vow, at the ending statements, you see that I'm saying like, I am free. I'm free to become who I desire to be, to live how I desire to live. I'm free to be great. I'm free to become the best version of myself. I am free to be me. I am free. And the reason why I put that in there is because we are free. We are so free. Like, we are free. We are not stuck no matter how it feels. No matter how you feel, you are not stuck. You are free to start that business. You are free to ask for more money. You are free to set yourself up so that you can quit your job. You are free to move to a different state. You're free to start over, to change your look, to change your damn mind. You're free to reinvent yourself. Baby girl, you are free. The only shackle is in your mind. Yes, there are certain things that can absolutely make certain decisions more challenging. However, No one is forcing you to stay where you are. You are absolutely free to create the future that you so greatly desire right now. At least start taking steps. You may be thinking, oh, I'm not free to quit my job because I've had kids and bills. Girl, I get it. Trust me, I understand when I tell you I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom for my daughter's entire life. And it can be so tough to be the sole provider. Is a lot, right? And so I understand how challenging it can be to feel like you can't just up and leave, to feel stuck. However, you are free to learn how to explain your transferable skills so that you can get a high paying job. You're free to learn new skill sets that people will want to pay you for, that will set you up better financially, and so that you can have a better outlook on life for your future and for your kids. You're just so free. We are so free. Freedom is what we are given. It's what we're given. Is the limiting beliefs that we hold on to. We're stuck. We can't move. We can't do this. We can't do that, but we are free. And I encourage you with every single belief to ask yourself, is this even true? Is this true? Right? You are very much free to build your dream future, however that looks for you. You are free to go live on an island and leave wherever you are. You could drop everything. You are free. You're free to quit. You are free to keep going. You are just free. And I know I said that a lot of times, but it's freeing to be able to understand that you are free and embrace it wholeheartedly. And when you do that, you can become more confident and stay more confident in your future because you realize, like, I'm not stuck. I'm free to do whatever, to be whoever, free. Okay. So that's my top tip number 4. Now let's get into top tip number 5. Top tip number 5 is to gain more knowledge and skills. I'm telling you, when you take the time to increase your knowledge and your skill set, you expand internally, and that does something to you. Most people that do not feel so confident about their future is due to a lack of awareness and what is possible and what is available to them and for them, because they haven't taken the time to learn new skills, new knowledge. Years ago, when I was just starting out in my entrepreneurial journey, I guess maybe you could call it MLM or whatever the case is, but I had this mentor who used to ingrain in me to have a student mentality, to always be a person obsessed with learning. I did not listen. Oh, I didn't always listen because I didn't really have any real clarity about my future. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't really fully understand the importance of learning as much as I can, because all you need to do is learn one thing that can change your outlook on life and the trajectory of your future. Learning one thing can get you on the path to greatness. When someone tells me that they don't know something, first thing I tell them is, you can learn it. You can learn it, right? Like, you have a brain that can learn almost anything. What's holding you back is believing that you can't learn anything. There are so many resources available to you. You just have to want it bad enough. The less you know, the more incapable you feel and trapped by your circumstances. The more you know, the more you learn how to do, the more you'll begin feeling empowered. The more you will begin to believe in yourself. The more you become aware of your potential and what's available for you and to you. And you'll begin to live out your potential, and you will feel more proud of yourself and more confident And there's no going back after that. Of course, we have setbacks here and there, but there's no going back. When you know something, when you learn something, when you become aware of more, man, it just feels so good. Confident women, they learn intentionally. We learn intentionally. We are students every single day of our experiences. We're students. We seek out knowledge. We seek out understanding. We seek out wisdom, point blank, period. And every time I learn more and gain a new skill, my confidence about me grows. It creates this mindset shift within you. You begin to feel elevated. Your future will not look so bright as long as you limit your knowledge and your skill set. It just can't happen. Not at least to the level that you are looking to step into. Intentionally go and learn something every single day. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. Make it what you do, make it part of your daily habit. And I promise you, your confidence in your future will begin to skyrocket because you cannot unlearn what you now know. Okay, so let's get into top tip number 6. Top tip number 6 is keep your word to yourself so that you can trust yourself. A huge reason to why you don't feel so confident about your future is because you backtracked so many times on what you said you were going to do. Now you can't even trust yourself to see something through. You can't trust yourself to make good on your word about becoming the person you know you can be, building that business, or staying consistent with your health. How many times, and I've done this too, how many times have you told yourself that you're going to go stick to that morning routine, or stick to working out consistently, or stick to showing up online consistently, or just go all in? Maybe you stopped, or you fail to even start. The problem is not that you can't do these things. The problem is the doubt that you've created within yourself and your ability to see things through, that you know will create the future that you want. You've created a habit of not committing and being a person of your word toward yourself. So now what's happened is that your subconscious mind believes that you are someone that is not trustworthy. You've proved to yourself time and time and time again that you can't be trusted, and you feel that on a deep level. Even if you say you trust yourself, do you really though? For example, this is like someone you're dating, and let's say they're not keeping their word to you over and over and over again. You may say, oh, I trust that he can change. But deep down, let's be real, you won't trust anything they say that they do, and that will show up in your actions. Trust me. I've said I trust somebody, but deep down, I didn't trust them because over and over and over again, they showed me that they were not a person of their word. And it was so hard to earn that trust back. And so because of that, your confidence about your future together is not there. It dwindles because that trust has been broken, because they haven't kept their word to you so many times. And it's hard to get back. Trust is something that is hard to get back. It really is. Once it's gone, it's hard to get back. So we have to be able to keep our words to ourselves. We always go out of our way to get another person to trust us, right? We really like somebody that we want to have a future with. We're going to do our best to be honest. We're going to show up for them. We're going to be that listening ear. Like, we go out our way to get that person to trust us because we want that really good, healthy relationship. But your relationship with yourself is literally the most important. Go out of your way to get yourself to trust yourself. You will have confidence in your future when you begin keeping your promises to yourself that you make to yourself, because you are going to start to trust yourself over and over and over again. And those trust issues are going to start to fade away. So how are you going to be able to have that confidence in your future? Keep your words to yourself. That's how you're going to build it. That's how you're going to keep it there. All right. So now let's get into top tip number 7. This is one I do really love. Look at the journey of the people that inspires you the most. Who are the people that you admire, that you've seen create their dream life, or at least close to it? I want you to think about all the things they've went through and overcame. For example, for me, don't hate, but I am very inspired by J-Lo. I don't necessarily like all her music, but what inspires me is that she embodies what it looks like to just keep moving, even when your future doesn't look so clear. She's been embarrassed publicly many times from like failed relationships, not so good music, bad movies, criticized many times publicly in front of millions, but she keeps moving. She keeps improving herself. She keeps working on herself. She keeps pivoting and doing new things in the face of things not looking so bright. And look at her now. I mean, look how the transition of her life has turned out. There was ups, there was downs, there was ups, there was downs. But at the end of the day, her future didn't look so bright, but it turned out bright because she didn't quit. Confidence in your future don't come when you quit, because you can't see the opportunities coming if you stop moving. If you just look at the trajectory of the person that inspires you, you will see that at some point, just like you, they probably question their future. This goes to show you that what you are experiencing right now doesn't mean that your future is not going to be great. It simply means that you must grow through it, not quit. And man, oh man, when you reach those desires in your life, it's going to feel so good because you'll know what you overcame. You will know how resilient you are. You will learn to trust yourself more and more and more. And the fact that you know that what you see right now is not final. It's not final. This is very temporary. You will learn that what's for you can never be taken from you. You will know that you will have a great future if you just keep moving. Your confidence in your future will probably never be questioned again, because you just know. You expect, like, this is just a season. I'm going to get through this. Even though my future isn't looking so bright right now, this is just a season. And so looking at other people's lives is like, if it can happen to them, why not me? Why not you? If a future can come out so bright for somebody that inspired you, why not you? They've been through challenges, right? They've done not so kind things. They've not been their best self in many circumstances, but they still receive goodness. They still receive greatness. And let that inspire you, that why not you? If it happened for them, everything they've been through and overcame, then it can happen for you too. Okay? So let's get into top tip number 8. Top tip number 8 is get a coach or a mentor. Invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself by getting a coach or a mentor, you will begin to borrow their belief about you. They will show you from their experiences how to get from where you are to where you want to be, so that you don't have to figure it all out by yourself. You will have someone to stretch you and someone to hold you accountable. And a lot of times, this is what you need, especially if you have a hard time showing up for yourself. This is one of the best ways to build and stay confident in your future, because you will have someone in your corner that is leading by example, that is guiding you. You being around this person is going to help you see your future with confidence. And when you invest in yourself, again, something shifts within you. You begin to form this identity of that you are someone who invests in your future. Everyone that's created a great life for themselves have had or have now a coach or a mentor, because when you invest in yourself and in your future, it is very unlikely to not ever reach your desires, your goals, and internalizes. You always will be your biggest investment. Every time I invest in myself, I know I'm going to the next level, and this will help you feel the same. Invest in yourself, let someone guide you, let someone hold you accountable, and your confidence in your future is going to skyrocket, okay? So top tip number 9 is get around people who are where you want to be. If you spend most of your time with people that aren't necessarily doing a lot with their lives, you will most likely stay where you are, right? If you spend most of your time with people who have a lot of doubt, have a lot of worry about their future, you will most likely stay with doubt and worry about yours. This doesn't mean just abandon everyone just because, right? No, it means to spend more time in environments, either virtually or in person, that shows you what they've created for themselves and what that can look like for you. Spending time with people that also is excited about their future, that type of energy will rub off on you. You have to remove yourself from the energy that you don't want and allow the energy that you want to have around you. You want to be able to pick up the habits of people that are confident about their future. If they're confident about their future, get around them, stay around them, because it's going to rub off on you. Remove yourself from people that are full of doubt and full of worry about their future, or who just don't bet on themselves or don't believe in themselves. Do not share things with people that make you question yourself and tell you that you can't have the future that you want, or instill this type of fear in you that is going to be hard for you. Who cares? Let that stay with them, okay? Your perception is your reality. If you believe something is going to be hard, then it's going to be hard, okay? And you can create a new reality for yourself by taking on new perspectives. And that only happens when you get into higher quality environments. This is what's going to help you shape your perception. Your perception is your reality, so shift your environments. That is going to help you stay confident about your future. Now, let's get into top tip number 10. Make bold moves to increase your income. I've been on both sides of the spectrum where I felt it was nearly impossible to increase my income, and the other side of the feeling that I can make as much as I desire. So I don't know if I ever shared this story before, probably did, but I'm gonna share it again because it was such a quantum leap in my life and in my mindset, because at one point I truly had this belief that I would never make over 40K. I never had these super crazy job titles that can give me a higher paying salary. And so for me, I just believed that I'll be stuck. I was living in Virginia at the time. And then what happened was that I made the decision to move back to New York. And so I had to tell myself oh, I'm moving to New York. I want to live comfortably. How much do I need to make to get there? I realized that I needed to make this specific number in order to get in a 2-bedroom apartment with my daughter and live comfortably in a neighborhood that I wanted to live in. Because of that, I had to force myself to believe I can earn more. I had to start looking for jobs that I believe I can possibly get. So I forced myself to see where I can transfer my skill set into a career that would double or triple my salary. Me saying yes to myself that I can do this, guess what happened? 3 months later, I almost tripled my salary. And from that day forward, I became more confident in knowing that I can create a future that I want. Income is not limited. Mindset shift. I just had to become creative. I had to become more aware of what was possible and more willing to make bold moves to increase my income. There are so many people who believe that just because you haven't received a college education or maybe a high school diploma, that it is impossible to make a bold move to increase your income. That is a lie from the devil himself. That is a lie that society is trying to put on you. Make bold moves to increase your income. I promise you, you will be like, yo, like this is possible for someone like me. It just comes down to learning a skill set, learning how to transfer your skills, how to speak a specific language, speak like you deserve more money, speak like you can be a person that has this much money or make this much money. Like, you just have to be willing to make those bold moves to increase your income. And promise you, the more confident you will be in setting yourself up financially for your future. Here's another reason why making bold moves to increase your income helps you build your confidence about your future is because when you have limited income, it is very challenging for you to invest in yourself, like self-care, to make you feel like $1,000,000, to invest in better quality food for your health. It limits you from investing in delegating tasks that gives you the freedom to breathe, to connect with yourself, to spend more time with the people you love, more time to work on your craft versus tasks you hate. There's nothing like stress, a feeling like you have to do everything because of a lack of money. As a single mom, as someone who is a sole provider, it's been many times of feeling like I have to do everything because of the lack of money. It would drain you from your confidence about your future. Having more income gives you choices. You'll be able to invest in learning new skills, invest in coaching, invest in therapy. It will give you more opportunities to say no to things that you don't want. No, I'm not working that job. No, right? No, you won't have to just suck things up because you have to, because of money. Making more money gives you the ability to invest in all the things that's going to make you more confident about your future, about it looking more bright. Money is opportunity. It's not this like greedy thing. No, it provides you opportunity to get your time back. Money provides you freedom to create the future that you want on your own time. It frees your body. That's what money does for you. So begin making those bold moves to increase your income so that you can become more confident about your future. Now, let's get into top tip number 11. Internalize these 2 verses. These verses slowly help me build my confidence in my future, and it's helped keep me there. So the first one is, of course, I'm sure most of you probably heard this verse. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans for you to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. This verse has brought me out from being so hopeless about my future when it was in shambles. It keeps me, even when sometimes I get nervous and I worry a little bit about it, or I feel like nothing's going right. I have to tell myself that God has plans for my future, and it's a prosperous one, and He doesn't lie about that because He can't lie. Everything that feels painful right now is not to harm me, is to help me become the person that I'm created to be so that I can handle the future that is for me. And I have to have confidence in that. He gave me good desires. He gave me good vision. And this alone reminds me to just relax and trust. Anything you feel right now that is harming you, it is working on you and you to become the person that you need to be to bring your future plan to light. And the second verse is, she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. I love this verse. I love this verse so much. And yes, I just became aware of it last year, even though it's been hanging on a canvas in my house for like 5 years. And it's been in my room on top of my dresser for the past 2. The first time I actually really saw it, not just with my eyes, but like saw it like deep in my soul, I was like, wow, this is the definition of a confident woman. The in-between time where she is and where she wants to be is about her character. She is resilient. She knows what she is capable of. She has dignity, high self-esteem. She knows that she is worthy and important, and she is enjoying her life in the between time. She is not worried at all because she knows that all is well. She knows her life has plans. She knows her life is prosperous. She knows that God given her a hope for her future. So why worry? These 2 verses alone is literally setting you up to not only become, but also stay confident in your future. Girls, there is no need to worry. I know that is a challenge. Trust me when I tell you, I know it's a challenge. I know. But I encourage you to focus on who you need to become on a character level and trust that good vision is yours. Do the work that needs to be done, because we got to do the work, but still enjoy your life in between time, because it's already yours. That future you desire is already yours. If it's good, it's from God, then it's yours. And lastly, top tip number 12 is to truly understand that you have everything you need within you to create this amazing future that you desire. I know I said this many times and I will never stop saying it. You are a creator. It is within you to create the future you desire. You just have to increase your awareness of what is within you and become an active participant, not a bystander, not sitting on the sideline, an active participant. You can create space to receive the things you want. You can create a greater income. You can create healthy relationships. You can create more opportunities for yourself because it's available for you, it's available to you. With everything you've been given, a mind that can imagine, a brain that can download almost anything. You have a voice that can speak up, that can ask for more, that can speak on stages, that can create content, create videos. You have hands that can type, that can, start a blog, to write a book. You can do so many things with what's already given to you, what's already within you. You have everything within you. You are limitless. You are limitless. It's all within. You just have to tap in and create. Stop relying on outside sources to create the life that you want most. Your future, it does not have to seem so dark if you believe that you have everything within you. This gives me such peace in my heart. No, we can't control everything, right? We can't control everything that happens, all the things that may block us or whatever the case is. We can't control everything, but knowing that I have everything within me to change it, like that just gives you power. That just empowers you to knowing who you are and what you're capable of. So these are my top 12 tips to becoming and staying confident in your future. You won't always feel confident at every minute about your future. Things are going to make you question yourself and your future time and time again. It is normal. However, these tips have helped me grow in my confidence about my future. It's helped take me from worry to confidence quicker so I don't have to self-sabotage or get in my way. I'm confident that these tips will help you as well. So, if you love this episode, make sure you go ahead and leave a comment and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. If you are listening on your favorite podcasting platform, make sure you subscribe and leave your girl a rating and review. Of course, it's greatly appreciated and it helps the other girlies find the show as well. Ways to connect with me and all the links of any resources that I include will be listed in the show notes and the description box. And that is it for this episode, guys. And until next time.